So today's cash unstuffing is kind of all over the place, but it's in a good way, actually. I'm just going to be unstuffing some of my routine spending, dental expenses that I had this week, and then I'm also going to be taking $800 to the bank to put into my high yield savings account. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, and I'm on a mission to become debt free and financially stable. So let's start with my wallet first. We're going to start with most of my routine expenses that I had so far. Um, Okay, we'll start with groceries. So I had two different purchases that I used my debit card for groceries this week. One was $45 and one was 30. So that's going to be 75 that we're going to be taking out of groceries. So let's see, 50, 70, and 75. We'll take this out, and that leaves me with 75 left for next week. Prop this up here so this stops falling over. Okay, so 50, 20, and 5. Okay, so we'll cross these off. This one's done, and this one's done. Next, we will do household. I spent 20, and this was for, what did I buy? Oh, toilet paper and dish soap. So we'll take 20 out of here. And that one's empty now. I do actually have another sinking fund that like a household envelope, and I use that. I'm kind of just trying to build that up, but usually I put 20 in my wallet for the pay period. Okay. Next, we will move on to, let's see, drinks. And I had two for drinks. I had $8 at Albertsons and then $12 at Fry's. That's 20. So we'll take a 20 out of here and cross these off. 8 and okay, perfect. So that's all. And so that leaves me with another 20 for next week for things like sparkling water and coffee and I don't know, different drinks like that that I like to get throughout the week. So that's all for my wallet. Oops. Next, let's move on to what else do I have? Credit, and I think that's in this one. Let's just check. So credit is actually what I use for gas since I'm trying to boost my credit score. It was mainly just for gas, and I have been using it for things like obviously when I go to the grocery store, like if I'm buying things from different categories and I don't want to like be fumbling around in the store with the cash, I'll just use my card for like a combined purchase and then pull it out of my envelopes after I spend it. So for gas, I spent 25, and so we'll take 25 out of credit card. 25, and let me just update this real quick. 25 out. So I think that leaves me with 30, no, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50. Okay. So you have 50 still left in here. And I think that would probably be enough actually for the next time I get paid. I probably wouldn't have to stop this, but I like to just have a little buffer in here for gas in case sometimes with my job, I do work in an office and it's not far from me, but with my job, sometimes I do go out with like our clinical director and our community liaisons to go to different facilities and things like that to see different residents and provide education. And that will be all for my credit card. And then co-pays is the next one we will do. And this is just, I consider these just part of what's happening. I'll put this over here. Routine kind of spending, things that I spend on from week to week. And so I do need to take 50 out of medical and co-pays. And so that will leave me with 15 in here. And oops, take a 50 out. And then we have the 15 left. That back. Okay, so that is all for my routine spending throughout the week, things like gas, groceries, household products, gas, stuff like that. And so then I did decide also that because some of my envelopes are starting to build up in how much cash I have, I really don't want to have too much cash just like in my envelopes, especially for sinking funds that are like more long term or that I don't need right away. If I figured if I put them in a high yield savings account, it'll earn interest while just sitting there, so it's better than just sitting in my binders. So since we're in this one, we'll start with dental. This is actually not going to be going into savings, but I do have a cleaning tomorrow. By the time you see this, it'll be the day of my cleaning. And so I am going to take out $435 from my dental envelope so I can cover that. And then if you saw my last video, you know that the stipend for my healthcare or health expenses, whatever, was not included in my paycheck. And so I did talk to our payroll and they did deposit it, but it was after I'd already gone to the bank to take cash out. And so I'm just going to leave that in there for now. I think next time I go to that bank, it's my local bank, I will take this out and put it into this envelope just so I could physically have eyes on it and I don't, forget why I have it in the bank or what that money is for. So I do have the 200 in the bank, but I am going to leave that 200 in there for now and then just pull out the 435 for tomorrow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 30, and 5. Pull that out and then let's see. So 650, 435 is coming out. I can't do math, so I'm using my calculator. And so that's 200 in the bank plus the 15. Okay, so this one's taken care of. And this, like I said, this is actually going to be spent. This is not going into any savings accounts. Okay, that one's done. Let me see. Do I have any others in here? I think I do. Let's see. Car tires. Okay. So this one has 100, 10, 20, 25, 30. So I'm going to take 100 out of here. And I am going to put a placeholder in here just so I know this money's in the bank. And I do have separate savings accounts for each of these different categories. I know that may seem like a lot, but it helps me to stay organized and like not forget what the money is for, or me thinking that I have more in a certain category than I actually do. So I do try to keep these separate in the bank, which, I mean, you could do it either way, whatever's easiest for you. And so I'm going to take the 100 out of car tires. And I figure probably each time I hit 100 or like 150, depending on how often the envelopes build up, I will take money out and put it back to the bank. So that's car tires. Buffer. I'm still building this up. I'm working on building this buffer up for my checking account. Christmas. Same thing. We're going to take 100 out for Christmas. Oops. Take this out. And then we're going to put another placeholder in here. So we still have in cash 20, 40, 50, 60, 65. So I'd say in another month, I'll probably, depending on how much I put in here, I'll probably do this again and empty out if there's 100 and then just move it to the bank since I don't need this till December. Okay, birthday, same thing. I'm going to take the 100 out of here. This is actually for my birthday. For other people's birthdays, I use my gift envelope, but my birthday is not till December, and so I don't really need to have this cash just like sitting here. So I am going to put it into savings until my birthday comes around, and if I decide not to do anything crazy or whatever, it'll just sit there, I guess, for a rainy day or put it towards my next birthday or something like that. And so in cash for birthday, we still have 20, 30, 40, and 45. So this is getting another placeholder. Okay, that is birthday. And then I think the other two are in my other binder. Yeah. That there. Okay, next one we're going to do vehicle maintenance. We are going to be taking 400 out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 354. Put this over here, this here. And for this one, I'm going to use this placeholder, just says in the bank, and then these are customizable. You can just write in the amount instead of putting multiple placeholders of like 100 or things like that. It just keeps it easy. So we'll just dry this off, and that leaves me with 75 in here in cash. So probably in the next, I don't know, next month I'll probably do this again just to kind of keep the envelopes lower on cash if I'm not going to use it right away. So we'll cross this off. This one is done, and then holidays and hosting is my last one that I'm going to take this 100 out of. Again, this I don't do a ton of hosting, but for holidays, that's mainly for the holidays towards the end of the year, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, even though New Year's is the beginning of the year, but you know what I mean. So this money can sit too and collect interest while I'm not using it. And if I do need to pull from it through the year, I mean, that's fine. Or I can use whatever cash I have in this envelope if something comes up. So we're going to take this 100 out, put this placeholder in. And so then we have 70 left in cash for this one. And that should do it. So we should have a total of $1,425. So let's just do a quick count to see, make sure we have that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 1,100, 1150, 12, 1250, 13, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1380, 1390, 1400, 1410, 1415, 1420, 1425. Woo! That's nice. That now my envelopes are much more thin, and having the money in, I actually just switched my money for the high yield savings account that I was using. I had it in a bank account, but it was strictly online. There was no physical branches. You just make the deposits from your bank account, your regular bank account, into the high yield savings account. And I kind of don't like that because there is it takes like 3 days, 3 business days for the transfers to go from either your regular bank to the high yield bank or from the high yield back. And so if it is an emergency and I need to access that money, I might not be able to wait 3 days. And so I did end up taking what I had in my emergency fund, and I did move it into a Capital One high yield. And then I did open a checking account with Capital One. And this is not like an advertisement for Capital One. I'm just telling you guys what I did to make things a little easier. And so with Capital One, I can open multiple high yield savings accounts. And that's why I have different category accounts for each of the categories. I can rename them. And then the transfers back and forth between like the checking and then to the emergency or vehicle maintenance, for example, is instant. And so there is no waiting. So if I were to have to access this money right away, I would be able to do so, which makes me feel a lot better. I wasn't planning on doing a condensing, and I don't even know how much I can condense because I did take a lot of bigger bills out of here, but I'm just going to go through actually real quick and see what I can do because I have the bigger bills sitting here. I'm going to leave that one alone in case I want to spend from it. I like to have a variety of bills. This one I can't do. This one I can't do. 50. That one's good. Let's see. 20, 50. And I'll leave those 2 tens in there. 70. Home essentials. I think I have I'm just gonna leave this. I don't know. When I do my unstuffings, I like to have a variety of bills in here if I do unstuffings because I don't have a lot of ones like lying around, so it's hard to make change if I do need to do anything with this. So I'm gonna swap these out. 50. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. Sorry that was a little chaotic. I do feel better about having everything in one spot instead of having multiple banks because I actually do. So I have a Wells Fargo account that's like been my main account since there's branches everywhere. Okay, can't do anything with these. And so the Wells Fargo account is fine because it's local and it makes it, that's where I go to get my cash for my cash stuffings. But as far as like high yield savings accounts, Wells Fargo doesn't have those as far as I'm aware. And so instead of having like a high yield savings account with Everbank, which is where I was banking, and then like a Capital One, different kind of high yield, I just moved everything into one bank. This one I can't do. This one I just took out. This has 5. I think I can't do anything with this. Oh, I can. We will do 20 in this one. Okay. And 30, yes. My buffer, 20, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50. I guess since I'm not actually, I'm leaving this alone. I don't know what I'm doing with this one yet. I don't know when I'm going to like start putting this into the bank to act as a buffer. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. Christmas, we will do a 50 in here. Oops. Okay. It's 165. Birthday. Nope. Do a 20 in here. And then I don't think I can do any. Oh, there's some nice 10s. 20 in. And then clean slate only, I think this, no, can't do anything with that. Can't do anything with that. This one I'm leaving alone. This one, 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't plan on touching this anytime soon, so I will just grab 2 20s for this. Oops. And then plugged in just has 20. So that is it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching if you made it to the end of the video. That'll be all for this video. I'm trying to think what my next video will be. It'll probably be actually, I think I'm going to try it out and see, just to kind of, I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to kind of see how much I saved in my savings challenges, even though I only did these for the second half of the month. I thought I would go through, oops, I don't know why that's out. I would kind of go through and show you what I'm going to do with this at the end of each month, and then how, like, where I'm going to allocate it and how I decided how to allocate it. So if you're interested in seeing that, please don't forget to subscribe as always. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.